Hmm? I'm not a...
Oh, hello. Well, you certainly are keeping at it. Myself, Have you heard of Big Hat Logan? Master Logan is a great sorcerer and my teacher. Both of us came to this land as undead. But one day, he departed, leaving only a note. I suppose he wished to keep me out of harm's way. But where does that leave me? I have dedicated myself to sorcery, but Master Logan could find no use for me. Ah, yes. The note that Master Logan left. It only said he would travel to Anolondo by way of Sen's fortress. I can only guess that he seeks the regal archives, for Master Logan is a tireless pursuer of wisdom. Wisdom trumps all. Everything else is hogwash. When the curse turned him undead, I'm certain that he only felt it was the perfect chance to visit this land. I only wish that I had his courage. 2 things are required for sorcery. First, you must equip a wand. Second, you must attune a sorcery. Then you will be ready to fire away. Oh, and don't forget to aim. 2 things are... Oh, and... Goodbye then. Do stay safe.
Oh, miracle? Come again.
Oh, hello there. I'm pleased, as always. My teacher, whom I imagine still resides in the Great Swamp, had a funny way of putting it. He said that pyromancy is the ultimate fantasy. We are born into dark and warmed by fire, but this fire we cannot touch. Those whose fascination with fire persists learn to hold it in their own hand. He rather had a way with words, the old withering frog. In this land, pyromancers earn a certain respect. The Witch of Izalith, one of the legendary lords, is the godmother of pyromancy. So the day I became undead, I was ecstatic. I felt as if I'd been chosen to attune myself to the ancient arts. Of course, it wasn't all that romantic in the end. A pyromancer's flame is the flame...
Hey, hang on. Is that a sorcery ember? I've never seen one like that. Not even back in Vinheim. What a brilliant flame. Please, friend, let me have that. I am begging you. I am a craftsman of Vinheim. I'd go hollow before I pass him a flame like that. Oh, really? You are wonderful. I will forge a wicked masterpiece just for you. A weapon to make a legend out of it. Oh, Big Hat? Of course I've heard of him. Who hasn't in Vinheim? He was a royal member of Dragon School until he turned undead. I hear he was quite the character. Only that was 100 years. What interest have you in the old eccentric now? Sorcery? Don't ask me how it actually works. We only fiddle and forge until it works itself in. That's how we do it in Vinheim, at least. We prefer to leave the theorizing to those uppity scholars. There's nothing. We're both... Come back soon. Smithing helps soothe my nerves. Don't let me wither away out of idleness.
Hello everybody, my name is Michael and welcome back to Dark Souls 1. I've just given the enchanted ember we picked up in the last episode to our buddy over here and spoken to a few of our friends. Something that I didn't understand was that you had to go back and continue talking to all of our compatriots after you do a certain number of bosses or a certain number of amount of time has passed. You're not just going to exhaust their dialogue completely when you talk to them one time. You have to do other things, and then they will tell you new stuff. So if they get obstinate and they're not telling you something, you should just go back after you've beaten a boss or done some other stuff, and they may have a new dialogue. You always have to go and wonder about what's going on. We also learned about a man named Big Hat Logan, who we will run into after we ring both bells of awakening. And apparently they said that Big Hat Logan was alive 100 years ago. That seems to be very, very short amount of time for the entire world to collapse. So maybe the world was dying 100 years ago and finally gave up the ghost, and, civilization has collapsed. Or maybe the world is ticking away fine elsewhere outside of Lordran, and Lordran is the only kingdom that is gone. Or maybe that was God knows how long ago, and everyone's undead, and we don't know. We can't really tell time anymore exactly. It doesn't function the way it would because we've been going insane for so long, and it's been much, much longer. But anyway, whatever it is, I'm down here in the good old-fashioned New Londo ruins. And no, we're not going to be doing this section now because it is far too difficult. We're going to be going back to the depths, but before we go there, I wanted to show something. The enemy of this area are ghosts, and I'm going to go over more about this when we do this area, but you cannot hurt the ghosts. They will literally just, your weapon will pass through them. Magic does not damage them, nothing does. And you have to pick up that item there called a transient curse. And what that weapon does is partially curses your character. That essentially gives your character a curse, which allows you to damage the ghosts now. And you also are not able to block the ghosts with a shield either. It's not just that you can't damage them. Let's see how many hits it takes. Oop. Yeah, we still need 2 hits to kill these ghosts. That's not great. I've switched over to using the Claymore, which is a really cool weapon, of course made famous by Braveheart, the William Wallace movie that starred Mel Gibson. And there they are. There's a narrow bridge here under the water. And what these guys are trying to get you to do is to wander out onto the bridge, and then they will spawn and attack you all at once on the other side. I usually do this right at the beginning of the game, but I kind of forgot because I was doing other stuff and I just didn't think of it. But you can get a new Firekeeper soul down here. I'm going to go give this to the Firekeeper upstairs, and then I'm going to wander into the depths. So I'm just going to cut back into the depths with a +2 on my Estus flasks. I will see you then. And he's back. The man behind the mask. You should really listen to that Alice Cooper song. It's pretty awesome. I think it was on Friday the 13th, part 4, I think? 5, 4? Okay, we are back in the section where we fought the muscular butcher women and got the large ember and saved Laurentius, the dumbass of the Great Swamp. And if we go to the place where we got the chest with the large ember and roll through these barrels, there is a secret door going down here. We are going to pop down right now. You will notice alive, which is vital for what we need to do here. And if you look down here, we have the king of all rats. I mean, look at this fucking thing. It's gigantic. It's sort of a mini-boss if you want to go down and fight it hand-to-hand. But why would you bother doing that? Just nick away at it with arrows. He is surprisingly fast and obviously very, very strong. He also does not respawn. He is just the mightiest of mighty rats who have been feeding on humanity and feces, presumably, here for a very, very long time. Let us just pop over here before jumping down, and we will discover the Spider Shield. Spider Shield is a pretty darn good shield. It is orange, which I'm not crazy about, and it has a picture of a spider on it, obviously. It's a pretty decent medium shield, and it's what the Bandit begins with, and you can actually get it on another drop where you get the Bandit armor, but whatever. You can also get a key here to unlock an area where a bonfire is in. Yeah, the depths are so fun that you have to get a key to unlock the area that has the bonfire. And there are little bundles of pus and ick on the walls here and on the ground, and yeah, I probably don't need to tell you, you don't want to... I mean, nothing happens to you if you roll into them, and it's kind of fun, but yeah, I mean, look at this. Nothing happens, though. There's no This is some pretty disgusting shit down here, and it may literally be shit, or blood and pus and awfulness. This is a great way to start the episode. Okay, now, this area I have to stress, if you're coming to the depths, this is not an area you have to do. If you're having trouble with the game, there is not really even any items down here that are that valuable. There's a weapon here or there, there's some armor. It's not all that important if you're having trouble with the game. Now we're going to head over here and take care of, I think we are going to find, there is a hole there, you'll notice on the ground. Do not fall into it. Be very, very careful. There's a rat down there. I don't think he's going to aggro. Jumped over there, very nice. And this is one of the enemies of the game. It is a horrid slime thing. These guys are highly resistant to physical attacks, but they're actually not that resistant to pyromancy. So even if you have a big tough weapon like this +9 claymore I have, it's kind of hard to take them out. Alright, now in this next room there are a bunch of rats that are a bit larger than the normal rats, and also a channeler who can buff the rats and make them very strong. However, if you have a bow, this becomes a lot easier. The channeler can, of course, shoot magic at you and can, I think, get in front of the door. I don't know if he can go through the door, though. I don't know if he has the ability to do that. There we go. Try to finish off the rats. There may be one that's sort of on the left side of the door. Yeah, I think I just saw one. I don't know if that guy's going to come in here, or if we're going to be able to nail him. And the reason that we're coming in here to get this channeler is a couple reasons. One, he is guarding a couple of large titanite shards. God damn it, this rat is like fucking fapping over here. Alright, there we go. There are I think two large titanite shards just beyond here. And also because, almost unbelievably, in the boss area of this room, this channeler will stand up here on top of the boss room and rain down spells on you and make the boss much, much harder. So if you come up here and kill him first, it makes the level far easier. Now let's just pop over here. Out of those boxes, 2 rats are going to pop out. 1, 2. There we go. Humanity. That's actually the boss room down there. And that armor, if you can see the light down there, is the warrior armor, which is pretty cool. It's the starting set for the warrior, I think. And yeah, that's the boss room, and the channeler will stand up here and rain down spells on you while you're trying to fight that guy. But, yeah, he's a dick. And let's see how many large we get. It might just be 1. Yeah, it's just 1 large titanite shard. That sucks. But anyway, I tend to come down here, just pop down real quick to grab that without even bothering with the boss, just for the large titanite shard. Okay. Now this area just leads to another little section with some more rats in it. It's not all that important. Hope there is not another drop somewhere. I hope. Oh, I think the drop was down there. Okay. I think there's a big pile of rats in there. That's why I'm being cautious. Come on. 2, there's one up there, I think. I think so. That's where the giant rat was. We've just come around in a little circle here. And I think there's another rat in a box just over here. We're going to get a weapon down here. I think that's the box rat. Yes, it is. And some more pus here. And immediately, hope this guy doesn't run away. I think he runs towards us. Yes, he does. And to our left, there is a big collection of rats and a weapon called the Great Axe. The Great Axe is not nearly as good a weapon as the Great Club, And I tend to use the great axe only if I'm kind of bored with the great club. But it's another strength weapon. I don't think it has as good strength scaling as the... Oh, these guys are fast. Glad I have a fairly slow weapon now. I've gotten so used to. See, the poison is building up every time they hit you. I got used to using a bunch of very fast weapons. The claymore is much slower. The great axe, I think you need a hefty amount of strength in order to use this, probably around the 30s somewhere. 32 strength to one hand. This is a very heavy weapon. I don't think there was any historical weapon that is like this in any way that they used in the battlefield. They would not make an axe this titanic. Maybe an executioner's axe, but it's, what do we got for scaling on this baby? A C rather. Maybe that gets up to a B or an A, I don't know about that. I've used it a couple of times, I'm not crazy about it. Alrighty. And I don't know if we have to go through, if we missed a door unlock here, or if we have to come the other direction to unlock this door. No, we don't. Good. There's a player. Huh, that's interesting. And if we pop over here, there is, dun-dun-dun-dun, a good old-fashioned bonfire. So that's nice. I guess we're going to rest at this. Yeah, there's not really a reason not to. I guess I'll rest at it. Let's see here. Now, the reason that I am alive is that there is a very important NPC invader in this area that we are going to go to very soon, named Knight Kirk, who is just an out-and-out murderer who maybe has a deeper backstory than they let on. If you take a look up there on the wall, remember that slime guy that was on the ground before? Yeah, these guys are now waiting on the ceiling to drop down on top of you. So, and they could drop down on top of your head, and that is no fun. I think I will show you that on one, either here or later on, just to see what it looks like, because it looks kind of cool. These guys are some of the toughest enemies in the game. They're very hard to kill. There we go. And if we skirt the left wall, we might be able to avoid getting them drop on us, but I don't know. Because they're all going to drop down. No, we did. We avoided it. Good. And if we go over here, there should be a soul of a proud knight. And there's one just above it. I'm just going to show you what it looks like when they drop on your head, because it looks kind of neat. Watch this. Ah! Oh, God! Ah! Oh, my God! Am I attacked by a giant blancmange? No! No! Oh, God, why? That was really fun. I like those guys. These guys are actually very vulnerable to pyromancy. You see, I did about 30 damage with the claymore, but 140 just with a basic combustion on a +2 pyromancy flame. So it's not even really upgraded at all. And if we pop back up here, we're just going to go back to the room where the butcher ladies was. This is just, we're all in a circle here, and this is just around the other direction. So we're just in the same place as the circle. We've gone around in a circle to where the butcher women are. And this is the room with the large titanite, the large ember, rather. There are dogs in here, though. It does worry me a skosh, because I have kind of a slow weapon and dogs are very quick. Whoop. Got him. Avoid aggroing this one. Nope. He's coming for... Well, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He's avoiding us. Good. And I'm just going to run past this one and go down here. Back to the giant rat room, because there is another way that we can go down here in order to encounter Knight Kirk, the murderous Knight Kirk. If we go down here, we will slide down, which is awesome, super slip and slide, and land down here, and Kirk will invade us if we move just a little bit forward down that way. However, something very important we need to discuss right now is the basilisk. And over there, if you can just barely see them, see that lizard right there? That's what's known as a basilisk. And the basilisk and the cockatrice were medieval monsters that they put into bestiaries that could turn a person to stone. These are some of the most dangerous enemies in the game because their attacks, they attack with a gas, like if you imagine the poison gas in the First World War, so there's no way to block it. And this poison gas will turn you, will curse you. And what curse does is it instantly kills you, halves your HP, and sends you back to the bonfire. No matter what you do, resting at that bonfire, you're not getting your health back. You will be at a permanent disability of 50% health until you can find an item called a purging stone, which I brought along with me. We'll show you, where's that purging stone, that you can buy from the female undead merchant, which we passed in the sewer/aqueduct on the way here, just in the lower undead burg. So if you use one of these, you can get rid of your curse. However, I don't have a curse right now, so I'm not going to use it, but that is an extraordinarily dangerous debilitation that you can get. And if you get it and you're stuck in the depths, that can really, really be dangerous. Alright, now there are 2, I believe, giant rats over there, 2 or 3, and if we go too close, then Kirk will invade. In just a second, I believe, because we are alive. The story, there he is. The reason that we're doing this is because Knight Kirk invades in 3 points of the game, and if you do not invade him, if you do not get invaded by him and defeat him in those first 2 parts, there you go, then you will not be able to encounter him in each successive one. So if we didn't defeat him here, and we go to the next area where he is later on, then we missed a chance to get him anywhere, because he's not going to spawn. He has to spawn here, then at the next one. Knight Kirk wears spiked armor, and this spiked armor allows you to damage enemies if you roll into him. If you just by rolling into them. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does do some. And defeating him in all 3 places allows us to eventually get his weird spiked armor, which looks kind of cool. And you can also randomly get as a drop his sword and his shield. His shield is one of the special shields with spikes on it that allows you to punch an enemy and damage them by attacking them with the shield. You also can get his sword, which is one of the few straight swords, non-fancy dexterity-based curved swords, that does bleed damage because it has barbs and spikes on it. Now I think we're going to head down over here. And is there a third one? There you go. There's one of these rat bastards. And I think we are going to... Yeah, we'll go right first. If you go over here, where's that? Where's the door? Those little pus things obviously can't move very fast, so they're not terribly threatening. Alrighty, let us head up here. Can we get through here? Yes, we can. I don't know if we can get through this door from the other direction. I assume we can. I hope we can, but if you head up here, this is the area where we got the Great Axe and then ran up there to find the bonfire. So there was a direct route from the bonfire straight down to the boss of the next area, called the Gaping Dragon, which I'm going to show you in just a second. Actually, now that I think about it, I forgot to do something at that bonfire. I got an extra large shard. I'm going to upgrade my sword to +10, because it's only +9. The boss that we're about to fight is... I'm not exactly sure what this dragon is, because we were told, remember at the beginning of the game, that all of the dragons are gone, right? Well, if they're gone, what is this one doing here? How did he get here? What's going on with that? Is he a real dragon, or is he some kind of special kind of dragon? I don't really know. Or was he a weird mutant that is not along with the normal dragons? I really don't know. I don't know what exactly he is. He does not look normal. He looks like a weird mutant. Now, this next guy... should we talk to him first? Yeah, I think we'll talk to this guy first. We're going to talk to a merchant that is sitting here named Domholavzina. And Domnahol, I don't know what that name is, don't ask me, is right here. Look at this guy. And he is wearing some truly bizarre armor here. And now that I think about it, that's where it is. When we fought the undead butcher ladies, I looked at them and tried to figure out where I had seen that armor before. Because they were wearing shoes, they were wearing pants, and these pants looked a hell of a lot like armor I know I'd seen before. And I was trying to wonder, where the heck have I seen this armor before? And it must be here. I swear the pants they were wearing are the same as these, with the green and then the red at the bottom, but maybe I'm mistaken. Anyway, let's talk to this guy.
Aye, Shemai, and good day to you. I'm Donald of Zena. I'm just, well, a peddler of sorts. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them. I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
Yeah, he doesn't have much to say to us, but he will sell us his armor, the armor of the glorious, and it is indeed glorious. And this guy is kind of strange. He talks in a weird way. He has a bizarre name, obviously. And he sells the crystal weaponry here. And the crystal weapons... Crystal is a strange property to the weapon that ups its physical damage to the weapon, but vastly reduces its durability and makes it unrepairable. So you get a quick boost to the weapon to its damage. However, you will eventually break it and be unable to repair it. You can also buy the Master Key from him eventually. He will, after we ring, I think, both Bells of Awakening, or maybe just after we beat the Gaping Dragon, I'm not sure. I know after we beat both Bells of Awakening, he will go back up to Firelink Shrine, and you'll be able to buy the Master Key from him there if you didn't get it at the start. And he will also eventually sell us boss armor, just like in Dark Souls 2 with Monglin the Armorer. After we beat a boss, the armor, in some cases, will be available here to be purchased. He's not that useful right now. Only later on with the boss armor is it useful. So, now I'm going to go... Shut up! Now I'm going to go down and fight the boss of this area, the Gaping Dragon. The reason why I'm still alive here, and why you want to be alive when you come down here, is that you can actually summon, I believe, both Knight Solaire and... what's-his-face? The evil guy, Knight Lautrec of Karim. There's Solaire, and there is Knight Lautrec. So we will be summoning both of them. There's the heavy crossbow down here. If you upgrade that pretty high, that will actually do a decent amount of damage. But there's not really... It's only for... I only use it for like a challenge build. If I'm going as a wizard and I say, well, I can't use anything but my wand, a dagger, and a crossbow. And I did that in one playthrough, and that was a lot of fun. As soon as he's summoned, we'll also summon in Solaire. Okay. These guys actually do pretty badly against against the Gaping Dragon, but we'll bring him in anyway. Now, the Gaping Dragon, it is an unusual enemy because it's a dragon enemy. A secret they put in the game is that if you cut off the dragon's tail in the middle of the fight, we can actually get a special extra weapon after we cut it off. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to try to do that, but it's not an especially good weapon, so I'm not going to care that much if I screw it up. These guys are probably going to die during this fight because they're just not that great at it. This boss, well, you just have to take a look at it. no idea what's going on with this dragon or why he has 4 wings. The vulnerable part of the dragon is the head part here that I stupidly missed. You really should just run out there right away. Hopefully, while he's being distracted by these other 2, I can work on that tail. And maybe get this item. He also has, why his chest cavity is open like that, I don't know. It's, what exactly this guy is bizarre. He looks kind of cool, though. He looks amazing. You know, you wouldn't find something like this in DS2, I can tell you that. You see, these guys are already being hammered away at. I think they intend you to do this after you fight. Oh, we got the weapon, the Dragon King Great Axe. It's a pretty shitty weapon, but I wanted to get it anyway. Now what you're supposed to do is when he falls down on the ground like that with his head, or the nub that is his head, is forward, you can rush to the front there and do a lot of damage by hitting him on that front part. But because we have these 2 guys here, it becomes a little bit more difficult to determine where the dragon is going to move. Uh-oh. Okay, there. And eventually, when he gets low in health, like around where he is now, he will do a special attack where he will, and I'm not kidding about this, puke. Yet again, the fucking dragons are puking. What is it with the Japanese RPGs and having puking enemies? That is so bizarre. I can still remember that in Sweet Home. And he's going to start puking any second now, so we need to hurry up. I think he's doing it now. Fuck, come on. Come on. Yes! Yep, that's his puke. And that I think that can, yeah, that breaks your armor. See, weapon at risk. We got an enormous amount of damage to our armor right there. And we got a sunlight medal because Solaire miraculously survived to the end of that. And this is also the standard warrior type armor here. Well, we're just about done with this episode now. Let's just take a look towards the edge here, hopefully without falling off. And we also got the key to the upper area of Blighttown. Now, you can get to that upper area of Blighttown from the lower part, but it's much harder to do it that way, and it's already pretty darn hard. I will be seeing you guys in the next episode where we are going to start going into the upper section of Blighttown. I will see you then.